right. Right. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on. I am Hockey. A little bit easier to manage there. Arshibi. Oh, do apologize. Had a little bit of a hiccup there getting it going this morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. At least a positive or not negative. Quite the crazy one got here today. Hey. First thing, obviously, titled with our stream here. We lost an American yesterday who may have been the best of us. I know there are some people who will disagree. Entitled to your. Everybody is. That was the whole purpose that goodbye. All have a voice. And we should all be speaking our voice, communicating. And so, to start today, why is my stuff not back to actually showing? To start today, there we go. Sorry, my stuff was not working properly. I would like to take a moment, silence, and wishing the best, or at least remembering someone. Take that moment now. So, yeah, an American who wished harm upon no one, who sought only to talk to people, assassinated. Terrifying the message sends that this, especially some of the people, it's going to be a very somber day. I don't know what better way I can pay tribute other than saying it's gonna be a very somber day. I may not be quite as entertaining. I may not be quite as excited as what happened yesterday, and it happened right at the end of my out of bed, right after my stream, was that one great American moved on. Charlie Kirk's life being taken far too soon. Yesterday, people lost a brother. People lost a son. People lost a father. People lost a friend. And it's not acceptable. under any condition that this happens to anyone. This cannot become the new norm. And to those celebrating, I have one. Karma that I do not wish upon you is going to be awful. Nobody wins in war. Everyone loses. And it will affect you more than you realize. And God, I hope that this can turn for the better. I honestly don't know, Chris. I don't know that we'll ever know at this. That could be a problem in itself. It was tragic because he was a man who would sit down and have a conversation with anyone. And he didn't fight you. He spoke with you. And it is hard to fathom the direction that we're all kind of.
Why can't the Institute just leave us alone?
I don't really know what to say. I didn't even know him. I didn't watch his content. I mean, I saw shorts of it. I heard one side show him as a great man who conversed, and I saw another side that condemned him as evil and wicked. So I don't know. I didn't think someone was going to take his life either. I did not realize how far in the wrong direction things were heading. Even I didn't realize. I've seen the way things have been going. I did not understand how close we are. If the rules don't matter to some people, then the rules will not matter to all. And you will end up with this. This is what we'll end up with. He had his opinion and he wrote one. I never saw him condemn anyone to violence. I never saw him celebrate violence in any way. He was a better man than most. And I don't know that he'll ever be truly replaced. I don't know that he can. He was a unique child of God who believed in talking, believed in conversing. And if we can't have the conversation, if we can't even have the conversation, then nothing else will matter. I mean, yeah, the alphabet people have. You know, ironically, they are not
Seems to
as
be growing well.
large of a community as they think. And they are not based in reality. They're not.
Raiders thought we were easy pickings.
They believe in emotion being the dictation of their life. And if emotion dictates our lives, again, this is what we're gonna end up with. And I started streaming this game because all the oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, everything's going to hell. I did not believe we were this close.
We're gonna need more salt soon. We better get on back to Diamond City before long.
I'll get around to it.
You always say that. I'll get around to it. What are you waiting for exactly?
For you to quit nagging me about it, that's what.
Wow. Typical married couple there. So yeah, today is gonna kind of be somber. I apologize to those of you for hockey chaos, because I'm a gamer that plays games. A lot of times I mess things up or rage and get angry over it, and I don't know that I'm gonna have the same level of enthusiasm. It's hard knowing that what happened to him happened to anyone simply for speaking right now. And I mean, I sit here, behind the screen. Excuse me. I sit here behind the screen, and I get angry sometimes. I'll talk shit up and down at the video game. I think a lot of times people think they're bigger and badder than they are behind the screen, and I'm probably just as guilty sometimes. I probably am. There's always somebody out there bigger. There always is. But the idea that that someone would resort to this level of violence. I mean, before you ever commit an atrocity of this magnitude, you should consider and think about your own family. Because karma, equality, the chaotic balance that we live in, that we call a world, solar system, a galaxy, a universe, it all demands that the pendulum swings the other way. And you never know when it's your family you never know when it's going to be your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your father, your mother. And that it could be should terrify any. I don't. I hear a lot of people saying, "Where's the off ramp when I get off?" There's a song, been on. I listen to a lot of Octane. There's a song on Octane lately. I'm not good with the song titles. Somebody out there will probably know. But they talk about, and one of the major lyrics in the song is "Wake me up when this is over." And
Seems to be growing well.
My feet hurts. Everything hurts.
the problem is, I don't think that it's going to. I don't think there's an off ramp. I don't think there's a way to wake up when. If this does not get calmed, if people cannot find a way to unite together for the good of all lives, this is gonna get uglier than anyone. And it's almost ironic that it is happening at the time it is, because I have been sitting here for the last year or more telling people what is coming and what they should be worried about, because there is a massive change to the world coming, and it's not even a human change. It is something beyond our capability of understanding. I don't even have enough info to give people guaranteed statistics, but I can point to things that show something happening beyond all of our control. And that this is the time that the turmoil would go. I mean, I don't want to see this. A video game is fun. A video game is make-believe. A video game is pretend. A video game can literally be turned off so that you may leave it. You can't leave life. It doesn't have an off switch. There is no pause button. Every single person that's celebrating this is going to find out what karma is, and I do not wish it upon them. But God is not all nice. God is not all kind. He is a jealous God, and He is a vengeful God. And we know this. And why we would try to push against His children, against His creation. Death is too quick of a reprieve, and they don't understand that. I believe wholeheartedly that these people who are celebrating what is going on right now are going to regret their celebration, but by the time they do, it'll be too late. And I don't want to see it. It terrifies me what is coming. It terrifies me that you could be walking down the road and the color of your skin or the belief of your person could get you killed right now. Just like that. We've lived in a golden age for so long. I think a lot of people have lost touch with what reality can actually be. And again, we live in a chaotic, balanced system. They're gonna find out. It's gonna teach them. I don't have to lift a finger to do it. Terrifying. I don't know. I mean, I've never been a Trump fanatic, but his policies have been good for our country. Our country, America. The policies have been good for us. But again, I guess I go back to if there can be no conversation, then violence is all that can happen. It's the next step, the next logical step. And it will be beyond anyone's capability of understanding. It will be so terrible, everyone will lose. And maybe that's what they want. I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of people are gonna be against what comes. Why? All he did was revert the name back to what it previously was. It was the Department of War before the Department of Defense. That shouldn't concern you. Plus, they're not defending anybody. They're out there actively engaging with people. Our military, our government has committed more atrocities than most people understand. And I'm not talking about Trump. And I'm not talking about Biden. And I'm not talking about Obama. I'm talking about our government, the agencies that are responsible for some of the things that have happened globally. Some people don't even know of. I mean, I had very high security clearance. I had top secret clearance. I know about things. I know about things that people did not find out about 20 years ago. I knew they didn't start finding out about them till what, the last couple years. I've known about things that people still don't know. It's all going to end badly if we cannot find a way to stop the path we're on. It's going to all end worse than anyone could imagine. There may be legends someday about what is coming. And I fear it, because it's not just America that this is going to affect. This is going to affect the entire world. And it is terrifying that is where some people kind of want. We have a tactical powerful 75, so that shotgun's not as good. Wow. For too long, America has been the complete opposite way, though. We've been too soft on internet. We've been too giving, too allowing on others to just take from what was built here. And we haven't protected our own people. We literally have politicians who are protecting non-citizens and condemning citizens. It is that terrible. It is that bad. It is awful. And it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And your worry is the same as my worry, and we're not even on the same side when it comes to, I think, politically, where we'd like to see things go. And that's okay, because you're not trying to harm people and I'm not trying to harm people. And that's what I think brings most people together, is the ability to sit down and know that the similarities do have are better than the differences, are greater than the differences. And that you could be sitting and talking to people, that you could be on a subway train, that you could be walking down the street and your life could be forfeit within minutes. That's not a way for anyone to. And I don't know where we go. I don't know how we fix it. I really don't. I don't know that it can be fixed at this point. There are a lot of people that are okay with ramping up, that believe that they know how to handle ramping things up here, that they can get through things being ramped up, And it's like I said when I started, no one wins. Everyone loses in war, and you don't realize it till you go through it. And they're about to realize it. They're about to go through it. And it is a terrifying thing. It is terrifying. We gotta get that pocket off of there. It is a tough day right now for a lot of people. The problem with a part of this that I think a lot of people aren't seeing is that when you murder somebody the way Charlie was murdered yesterday,
Some days are harder than others. But even the hard days get easier.
those are the actions of people who are desperate, who feel like they're losing and they can't handle losing. You know, I was actually hanging out in earlier with someone that Chris and I both know, but someone that we've hung out with for quite a while and known for a while now, and he basically made the point that, well, he kind of made the point. I know he doesn't like to get crazy, but he made a point that kind of rang true with me, that I forgot where I was going with it now. My brain's having a hard time with it. Like I'm not kidding when I say everybody loses. And it's not just the human conflict coming. It's, you know, I've been talking about how the whole world is having a drastic cycle. And put the tinfoil hat on me, fine, whatever. People do not realize that if we're in the middle of a conflict and then something global changes, that everything will be lost. Everything we've worked so hard to build will cease to exist. You know, we're sitting here and a lot of people claim to be so civilized, and we have so much stuff, and yet at the end of the day, we are still hairless apes throwing fecal matter at each other. Our fecal matter is just more dangerous than it's ever been. And that should scare people. It really should scare people that this is where we're going.
Yes?
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
Let's see what you have.
Always
I don't
happy
know.
to make a sale.
It's not an easy day. It's not an easy day. I have to pay my respects to the life that was lost of someone who was a good man from everything I saw. Did he have opinion? Sure. My own stream has the tag opinionated. Because I'm opinionated. But I also believe others are allowed their opinion. We can agree to disagree. But when violence becomes the answer, no one wins. No one wins. And unfortunately, with what has happened, the only way to stop it is to to remove those who would commit these atrocities entirely. The only way. Can't do what these people are doing and be allowed to be with everyone. It can't be. It just, if I went out and I murdered someone in cold blood, I would forfeit my life. I would forfeit my ability to coexist with everyone. That is my belief. I do not just hold it to others. So it shouldn't. You're right. It shouldn't. And I know it's not left versus. There are Democrats that are condemning what happened. I have seen it. I've been watching the feed. I've been listening to the chatter. As soon as I heard what happened, my military instinct, my ears went to the ground. I started talking to people. I started getting an idea of where others around me sat on it. I started getting an idea of where general communities sat on it, and I do believe that it was an extreme situation. However, this extremist is not alone in their ideology. And after all the information that we have gathered over what happened, I do not believe that they acted alone. Whoever took the shot, they weren't alone. There was a plan in place. This was premeditated. This was scouted ahead of time. This was planned prior to the event. And they had help because we have enough information to know where the shot came from, and yet when authorities started making the arrest, it was somebody completely in the wrong direction, as though there was a distraction ready to be done. And that alone is a very poor sign. Matter of fact, I don't know if there's any coming back. I really don't. And like I said before, it's going to affect a lot more people than people think. It's going to affect a lot more than just this country.
What the Institute really wanted up here.
It's a terrible thing. I know that last night there was a candlelight vigil. Yeah. I believe in Utah, in the state that it occurred in. And you're reading the political situation properly. Those that are giving politicians a bad name? No. No. I promise you that's not the case. And I'm not necessarily MAGA. I believe in America. I believe in America first. I don't know that I agree with everything that is going on the MAGA side, on the Republican side, but it is definitely not. One of the major problems we have here is that the media is lying. They're straight up lying here. They've been caught multiple times. I can point to issues with them. I can point to their own hypocrisy. I mean, you've got CNN, who fired one of their major anchors, one of their major news guys, for basically being a pervert, and they've rehired him. And it's not in the news anywhere that they rehired him. They do not care about the truth. They do not care about what's good. They care about their ratings. They do not run their news for the truth. They run it for a business. And they are actively lying. If you're using the news, you're being lied to. I promise you're being lied to. These outlets cannot be trusted. I'll give you an example. Right now, there is an active practice in the media that anytime race is brought up inside of an article, inside of the news, the word black will be capitalized, the word white will be lowercase. The B will be capitalized in black. The W in white will be lowercase. They are actively promoting and practicing to try to force the idea that somehow blacks, the lives, are more important. They are not more important, they are just as important. And the idea that they are going to turn around and use this deceptive practice in text, in their own speech, should tell you that if they're willing to make that blatant of a lie appear, a statement appear,
you're not. That's how they always get you.
what aren't they telling you? And look into it. You don't have to take my word for it. Everybody out there, anybody out there, do not take my word for it. Go look it up. The articles exist inside of these medias themselves about this practice. And it's terrible that they would even consider that to be okay. I cannot say enough how evil that is, that they would do such a thing. And as far as Republicans and Republicans and Democrats go, I mean, there's a lot of crappy Republicans. Okay, I don't call myself Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm American. That's it. Whatever's the best for this country, for the people that I share this country with, that's what I would recommend. That's what I would vote toward. There are a lot of Republicans that are terrible people. That would be the side I would be considered on, and I will condemn them as well. I do not like probably at least half of the Republican politicians out there. I would find stuff to disagree with them and look at them and be disgusted. I would. I'm not going to pretend I wouldn't. But when I started hearing Democrats yesterday say that Charlie got what he deserved, Charlie got what he asked for, I'm disgusted that you would say that. Because even if the most abhorrent individuals on the left, even if they were murdered, you'd never hear that come out of my mouth. At least not publicly. Because that is the wrong statement, and that is the exact rhetoric that they condemn completely. Get bits and pieces from what you can gather from. The concern is by a group who that it's by the other side that disagree. I do get what you're saying. However, our economy here is better than it's been in 4 years. Egg prices are down, milk prices are down, our grocery prices are getting better. There is stabilization happening. Things are not so tight. Even for us here, it's not as tight as it was under the last 4 years. The Biden administration put Americans last. And anyone who wants to disagree with me, fine. You can disagree, but when we look at the numbers, the truth is there. Inflation has slowed to a crawl. I don't know that we're ever going to be able to go back to what it was pre-COVID. But the tariffs, the tariffs that the media and the Democrats claim is going to destroy the economy, and oh, the stores are going to be empty, and the stores are not empty, just so we're clear. Our stores, not empty. I live in a remote region, and our stores are not empty. Our stores have plenty of goods. Our prices have dropped. It has been probably one of the most relaxing times for us here at this point. And they all keep claiming that it's going to crash, that it's going to do this, that it's going to do not. And you know, they claimed all these great things, but what we're finding out is that all of the claims have been pretty much false. A majority of them, at least, are false. That things haven't happened. So, going up on imported stuff? I mean, yeah, maybe a little. But for most of our stuff here, prices have gone down. I can tell you that the store here, it's cheaper to go grocery shopping. It's cheaper to go shopping in general here now than it was 2-3 years ago. A year ago. Last summer was awful. I remember last summer being like, "Hey, can we do this, you know, $3, $4, $5 thing?" And it wasn't available. What's going on, buddy? How we doing, Fox? I should just call you Uchi, because that's what I know you by. Welcome on in, man. We're having quite the day today. Obviously, the stream title says it all down there. But, I should call you Uchi. It's been a while, buddy. The economy here, at least out here, has gotten better. So, there is a narrative, and there are a lot of people that are lying about things, that are making completely false statements to try to make the opposition of them look evil or look wrong. And the idea that that is being portrayed both ways is absolutely terrifying. It has been a while, man. I've been trying to see you guys. I've been trying to catch you guys on Warframe, but I never see. I downloaded it a couple weeks ago, and I talked with you once on here, and I never see anybody on, so I never end up getting on there. Every day is a political day, man. Politics while gaming. What issue is Virginia having right now? I heard about the Carolina train thing. Obviously, we've been talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff. There's so many games that just dropped. Borderlands, they all are, but Plague Star just came back. Yeah, I went backwards. My Xbox One died. My One X died. It's a paperweight. and the fix for it seems absolutely ridiculous. Store junk. That's what I'm trying to do. Ugh. Yeah, there are a lot of new games. Honestly, I think the gaming industry is overexpanded. I think we may see a bubble coming in the gaming industry. More mayoral elections, all the trans stuff. Some bathrooms, blacks can't. Wow. Remember that those are the same people, the trans people, who wanted the inclusion thing. We got to include everybody, except for people we don't like. Same people. It's the old reliable Warframe. Warframe was a good game. I put a lot of time into that game. There's not much I can do. I'm on an original Xbox One, like an OG first year Xbox One. This thing is so old. I'm pretty sure it's roughly a decade old. I'm pretty sure. Yes, but the graphics are kind of colory. I mean, it can run it, but the graphics are definitely a little colory. I don't know why I came down to Red Rock. I'm walking around and just kind of moving while chatting here. Yeah, I mean, I'm on Fallout 4. And if you look, everything over there is kind of hazy. So I can't play Ark on this Xbox anymore. I was actually talking about how I have one more achievement in that game, and I may end up going back. And then I remembered the last time I tried to play Ark on this Xbox. After about half an hour, it just crashed. Was it? Are you sure it's not just a U, not the word, but the letter? Maybe. There should be commands. Type. Yeah, your command probably won't be listed. Damn you. That was it. Yep. Damn you. It should be there. I don't think I removed it because it was love you too, buddy. It should be there. The bot may not be operating properly. Hang on. So the bot, if you do not have, I've noticed that I've noticed that if I stream for a week, the bot turns off. So let me go give it a little look-see here. No, I did not. Those are broken as hell right now. I cannot get that to work. There's actually a little section where it should be there. It does not tell me that at all. Yeah, it's Twitch really. I had to switch over to OBS, and ever since I had to switch from the Twitch streaming app, the Twitch beta, it's been very strange. Let me do this. Come on, there we go. Then let me see. Ah! Damn you is only available to subscribers, moderators, and streamers. Oh, and the streamer, so me. That's why you can't get it to work. So here, if I do it, there you go. That's why it's not working, because it's limited to just subscribers, moderators, and streamers. Which means you got a different account, huh? You have to have a different account, because I'm pretty sure I had you as a moderator. What was it? You're the Silver Fox now, so what was it? Silver Fox Games, right? Yeah, okay. I'll get that fixed up after stream. I think that's all the stuff out here. Can we go in? Do I have to hit the button? Is that what that is? We're gonna go back in. I keep forgetting to go back in and do this. I've been getting more into politics. Definitely locally. I've probably been attending 50% of the city hall or city council meetings. What's the sub goal to get me a new Xbox? I don't know. Honestly, One X's are hard to come by right now. They're not making them anymore. And the Series X is what, like 750, 800 bucks? Like, it's something stupid. I have no idea. I have no idea how many subs that would take. Well, we'll do the math right here. I'll do the math right here. You're talking about $800. And then we get about $250 a sub, so $320. You've had a Series X for about 6 months now? Yeah. Nice. Enjoying that nice processor and stuff, I'm sure. Alright, I don't need to go out there.
Is anyone alive?
Is anyone alive?
Did anyone get out?
I love how he, like, still makes the statements when you look at him and do the things as though he hasn't been out there doing stuff. For a Series X or a 1X? The 1X is cheaper. I know that. It's like 250 bucks for a 1X, but finding them non-refurbished or used is an issue. A Series X Xbox is less than 400. I don't know where you're looking. All of the ones I find online, you're talking 750, 800 bucks. All of them. I have not seen anything for under that. Walmart. Hold on. Xbox X. Okay, I see a 600. I don't see anything under 4. I do see a 600. I hadn't seen that before. I haven't looked in it either, though. There's the all digital version. That's cheaper. I refuse to do all digital. It might be. Usually you can get shipped to store though with a Walmart, and they'll give you a lower end price. I see the Series S at roughly 400. I see one for $118, and that seems like a scam. I don't know. Even at 600 bucks. Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. I probably have it blocked so that links don't work very well. I know I had to do some finagling so that the bots couldn't drop their stupid things in here. So that took a little time. And that did mean I had to shut a few things off. Because you know those darn bots, man. They'd be dropping links as much as they could. Okay. I'm sure I can get that. I do not have the ability to hit a whisper right now. I'd have to actually go over to Twitch, which would cause my processor over here to have probably. But I'll definitely check it out after I'm done today. Monitoring terminal. We don't need to hack it. Not even gonna tell you about all the people in here that didn't make it. Don't blow it up. Wait, can I open these?
Malfunction in cryopod manual release override.
No, the answer's no. I cannot open that. Which is probably a good thing. And then this is our cryopod that we came out of. So.
Critical failure in cryogenic array. All vault residents must.
We're just gonna go through backward or through it again here real quick and pick up all the junk. And having quite the adventures in this game. Figure, like I said, we'll head back through and get some of this stuff since I'm chit-chatting with you guys here. I have been successfully growing tomatoes, selling some, not lots. I've made a couple bucks on growing, selling. But I am successfully growing my own food now. That's kind of cool. And now that my phone's up, you sent me your phone numbers. I'll actually get you. I had forgotten about that. I'll get you a text message shot over. My number's still the same. My phone was down for a couple months there. It happens when you don't have a job or an income. And then on top of it, people want to take your money. I don't even have any hard feelings over it anymore. I think I've gotten to a point in life where I'm gonna do what I deem right to do, or proper to do, and everything else just goes by the wayside. Try to change phones. Crazy says hello. So Crazy, I said hello back, and I hope he's enjoying his rig over there. I have seen him on PC. Hopefully he's doing well. I miss the crew, man. Talking with everybody every day is something I miss. One of the reasons that I came back and started doing this. I enjoy getting out here and chatting and having that conversation. Which, as much as it's enjoyable, can be terrifying right now after yesterday's events. There's some stuff there too. Nice. See, there was some stuff in here. I did see you. You finally overthrew the guild. Took over. Over the. Well, I guess they're not guilds. What are they called in Warframe again? The dojo's the place. You know what I'm talking about. You took over. I see. I saw what happened. It was probably necessary. I don't know that 8-foot's ever coming back to it. Matter of fact, ironically enough, where I'm at now, because I had to move a couple years ago. Where I'm at now, he's my neighbor, just down the road. Down the road and just around the corner. I miss this stuff. What? What are we roofing about? I don't know what dog meat sees. I don't know what dog meat sees at all. It was Warframe's choice. Yeah, no. I know how they do it. They'll do the next person in line, and if the next person in line also hasn't been down, because you need guild leadership that's active. But I get it, man. I'm not concerned. I didn't leave under any negative circumstances. I'm not concerned about it. I don't think there was any negativity in the guild. So all right, we got all that crap picked up in there.
My old man.
Oh, hey, we got a blood pack.
Could fix anything.
That goes in here. You can make your own impacts in this game. That's why we keep the blood packs. No. I'm not anticipating being on enough. Like, in all reality, I literally reinstalled it to come hang out, and leadership doesn't matter. I appreciate the offer, but keep it. You're active, you're on there. Somebody needs to be active that's running it, or whoever's running it needs to be active. So I'm not concerned, man. Not concerned at all.
I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
I don't think he was talking about bullet holes. Yeah, that's right, Sturgis. Oh, hey, we need to give him that combat shotgun. Hold on.
Can we trade a few things?
Sturgis. Got that short double barrel. That gnarly, awful short double barrel. Got this nice sighted heavy combat that on him. There we go. He's at 55 damage from 45. That's not bad. What's that? 9. That's 11% for 5. So 22% upgrade there that he just got in damage. Plus he's got this nice sledgehammer in case he needs buddy in a
Most people are good at breaking things. I enjoy.
We got to arm our people properly here. It's one thing I'm very big on. Direct. If Marcy's running around anywhere, he'll be armed too. Hey,
If you ain't
you're
been up
new.
to see Grey Garden, you should go.
She's
Whole place
new.
is run by robots.
She's new. I think need to equip her properly. 10 mil. Get out the leathers. I like to make sure that my people are all geared appropriately. And then road leather.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
I'd like to trade some items.
Okay.
She can't remember the last time she had clean fingernails. I love some of the character personality. They are pretty good. All right, so we'll give her that 10 mil. That pipe pistol out of there. Then that whatever uniform she's wearing, that's not going to be compatible with the road leathers and the leather piece. Traveling leather coat. Yeah, that was only one defense. And if you guys look here, two physical defense or two physical resistance for the road leather. Road leather's definitely better. One of my favorites. Plus, you get to use all these individual armor pieces. So they're a little bit better defended. And then I think we might move her. Let's... Well, I can get more food. I do need... I was thinking about moving her. But honestly... Let's just see if we can't make some more razor. Yeah. I have 4 on me. I'll have to grab some out of it. Yeah, life's been, you know, I mean, it's crazy, and I've been talking about it quite a bit here. I think it's about to get crazy for everyone, and I'm not talking about the chaos that's been going on. There's an entire strange look. I could have just picked razor grain and done this.
Seems to be growing well.
There's an entire chaos of the world getting ready to happen. A lot of signs and indicators that the world is built up on a cycle. I've talked about it quite a bit. You know, go ahead and put the tinfoil hat on. That's fine. Whatever. Conspiracy away. I'm okay with it, you know. Call me what you will. Doesn't really matter to me anymore. But the world's getting ready to change in a way that most people aren't prepared for. And it's kind of terrifying. I wholeheartedly believe that we're about to see a very drastic change. And I'm not talking about climate change. Climate change is a symptom of what I'm talking about. But there's about to be a very big cycle shift. We're about to be done with the cycle we're in, and I believe a new cycle will begin. I believe the world is about to shift into a new position, completely on its side, essentially. And it's terrifying because here we are throwing crap at each other, and the whole world's about to change. Almost as though it was planned this way. You know, I know some of you are into the biblical stuff. I'm more spiritual on it, but the biblical references we have of a great flood could very well prove that the world has not just gone through a cycle once, but we'll go through one again. Did I get 12 in there? 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I did. This one sticks out a lot further than the other one. You look at a lot of the shift in navigation right now. There's a huge shift in navigational equipment that we use because of the magnetic pole shift that's happening. Really, it's terrifying that we're not more united, because what is happening right now is about to get really ugly, and people are not prepared for it. We're in an age where everything's digital. How many people know how to read a book anymore?
Guns.
How many people have the
computers,
patience?
People just gotta have the right tools.
Yeah. The right tools. How many people actually have the time or the patience to pick up a book anymore? We live in this massive digital age.
Need something?
And for lack of a better word, God has a plan. There is a plan to maintain the cycles until humanity is ready. And not just biblically, but outside of that, we've heard the saying time and time again that united we will succeed. We can do amazing things, but divided we will fall. And right now, unfortunately, the world is divided. It sucks when you think about it. It really does. I did not drop that junk. I got to talking and put her in the food spot and never finished. It's a very interesting time we live in. I think it may be the pinnacle of the cycle. And obviously, I'm just a man. I bleed. I get injured. I am no god by any means. But if I were God, if I did create this, this would be quite the time to sit and watch and see how people manage.
Seems to be growing well.
And I'm not sure where it all goes, but I have sparked a talk between you and Crazy. I could spark some crazy talks nowadays. I mean, you used to get me going on some stuff. I have learned things that would make your mind kind of boggle. They make my head hurt sometimes. Just the things I know nowadays and can talk about. Very very strange times we live in. Ooh, hey, we're way over 50 on the razor grain here. Oh. Way over 50 on the potatoes, too. We need to make a bunch of, adhesive, if I have the stuff. I don't want to take too many of these. I think I'll need that many. There is a lot of craziness that people are not paying attention to right now. I wholeheartedly believe that there are people out there that know it, know what's going on, and they're not sharing the information. There is a community of geologists who have tried to talk about this stuff. They have been silent or critiqued extensively. It's a very interesting thing when you start diving down into it. You know, they talked about global warming for so long. And I mean, there's quite a few of you that are roughly the same age. You know, being almost 40 now, I've been around a little while, so I've been able to hear the rhetoric. And I remember, you know, the ice caps were gonna melt by 2020, and the world was gonna end by 2025, and here we are. So little has changed. Like, things have changed, but if you think about it, the way I like to explain it, this is the part where you really got to put the tinfoil hat on with me, okay? Because I'm gonna dive into it here. I'm gonna make everybody look at the world completely different than they've ever seen it before. And then at the end, I'm gonna give you something that's going to make you go, "Huh, you might be right." Okay. Everything is made of energy. Protons, neutrons, electrons. We have all these different things that are made of energy, right? And different variances of them make. Now, taking that to a much larger scale than like a simple atom, you have the world. The world has a north pole and a south pole. One is positive, one is negative. Now, we're not talking about the physical locations, we're talking about the magnetic location. The magnetic poles move. When I was younger, 20, 25 years ago, the magnetic poles were moving at about 7 miles a year. They had increased recently. They're claiming that it's slowing down. I don't know that I believe them because I'm seeing more drastic changes than ever. But at one point, within the last 5 years, they were recorded at about 35 miles in movement. In one direction. They're going one way. They're not coming back. They're going one way. They're not zigzagging. It's one straight motion over the North Pole towards Russia. Right? You can look all this up. The idea that they're moving 5 times faster than they were 20-some years ago is absolute insanity. Because it means that if the world is sitting in open space and there's a positive charge and a negative charge, that is what holds us upright. Now, as those charges move, the world actually is tilting. So it's floating on the positive charge on top, the negative charge on the bottom, like a bobber. Okay? You think a fishing bobber. Fishing bobber floats because it has the light end on the top, the heavy end on the bottom. That is just a simple difference, a opposite in weights, so that it can sit upright. Positive and negative charge would be the same concept. If those positive and negative charges are moving, then the world actually will tilt to correct it. So the whole world is tilting in space right now. Now the belief is that sometime in the next 24 months, and I don't know exactly when, my math, and I'm not going to pretend like I've done crazy quantum physics math here, but my estimated math says next summer is going to be approximately the time that this happens, where the world is going to basically tilt and then start spinning in a different direction to correct the tilt that it has made. And that is what I consider the change in a cycle. It's where the world corrects everything going on it, and such drastic things happen that everything on it is reduced back hundreds, if not thousands of years. Because knowledge, and something a lot of us have probably been seeing, I have definitely been, common sense is not so common anymore. People do not know the basics to things. We're advanced, but we're also idiots when it comes to the simple stuff nowadays. People are noticing this, and if all of a sudden all of the technology ceased to exist, if all of the power went out and didn't come back on, what would happen to humanity? We would be reduced to the basics. And how many people know the basics? How much survivability? Idiocracy is very close. Yes, Idiocracy is probably where we're at almost, except for instead of allowing humanity to... I love that you brought that up too, because that was the prophecy of the future until I learned about the twist and the cycles. Idiocracy would happen if we were allowed to continue on the path we're on. We would become so intelligent, we would become dumb. We wouldn't know how the basic things operate. We would give in to greed and sin, sins in general, and it would corrupt us absolutely. So the idea, I was really hoping to pull some corn out of here, but we don't have enough yet. I went and grabbed that corn. We need more people over. I gotta do some work around here. The point that I'm making is the world is tilting, a cycle is changing. We know about great floods that came across the earth, but we don't know why it flooded. You know, the story is God made it rain for 30 days and 30 nights. But what if the world just twisted onto its side? We know that not just in Christian history, but in other cultures, there are ancient stories of a day that the sun stood still. That's your twist. The day the sun stood still, because they were moving, but because the world was twisting at the same time, the sun seemed to sit there. Just sit in the same exact spot. And to explain the flooding, what happens when you put a bunch of... what happens when you take the bed of a truck and you put a tarp all around it, lining it, and then you fill it halfway with water, and the water just sits there, right? You have your water. You might have, a bucket here that's sticking out and some tools on this side that are kind of sticking out. And then you take your truck and you get in it and you turn it on and you start driving down the road. And all that water moves to the back. And it all fills up in the back. And then, when the truck stops, all that water sloshes and floods all sorts of different areas. Now think about it, not a truck, but the entire world. Which, when you look at the mathematics of the spin of the world, depending on where you're at, you're moving anywhere from 250 to 1,000 miles per hour. Think about it. It could get absolutely insane. And here we are, sophisticated, intelligent, hairless apes still throwing fecal matter at each other, and this is what's coming. And we're not united. We're not together. It's absolute insanity. It's coming. I'm glad you brought up the idiocracy, because I, for a long time, understood that that's where we were going. That is where we are going, unless something stops us. And it has to be bigger than us. And I believe that that is what we're seeing coming. Or at least what I'm seeing is God's plan. It has to be. We have more volcanic activity around the world. We have droughts in areas that don't see droughts. We have rains in areas that don't see rains. We have cold in areas that don't see cold. And warmth in areas that don't see warmth. Not to the levels they are. If I could pick, well, I'm not God. I didn't plan any of this. I'm just telling you what I see. I'm just the crazy guy online telling you what I see coming. I mean, I wouldn't pick the end of humanity. I would want to see human beings thrive and prosper and grow. I want to see human beings come together and make it. To work together and prosper. Unfortunately, that will not be the case. And I can say that if what I see coming is right, 50% of humanity will be gone overnight. Now, it will not be the snap of a fingers. It will be tidal waves. It will be volcanic eruptions. It will be snowstorms in the middle of the tropics. It will be all sorts of stuff that can't be explained. That nobody sees coming. That nobody is prepared for where it's at. A rapture is a decent way to look at it. And interestingly enough, if you want to consider it a long-term rapture, we're already seeing that because a lot of individuals who could be considered good people are being removed from the world right now. God, in my opinion, is taking those that do not need to go through that which is coming. It's a thing. Hulk Hogan. Charlie Kirk. Look at how many people are going right now. They need not go through that which is to come. They have done their part. They do not need to experience the insanity that is coming. Absolutely, rip Charlie. That was the best of us. So, if we could just blow up like Krypton. I mean, if you want to end the entire experiment, sure, I guess. That would be the end of the experiment. Like the entire end of the experiment. I don't know that it would be a good thing. What does it take? Blood pack and what? Antiseptic to make, Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here. Not in this. In the chem bench. Hold on. There is something coming. I'm telling you guys, there's something coming. And learning the basics is going to be a massive, massive way to get through it. Antiseptic, blood pack, and steel. That's what it was. Just don't want a mass suffering. Well, so that's the thing. If you ask me, and again, my math is estimates, but I think any areas that are below 1,000 feet, 1,000 foot above sea level, I think they're all susceptible to flooding. I do believe that the world is going to twist. I don't know if it'll be in a single day. If you believe TikTok, there's an alien ship about 110 days away. Yeah. I mean, imagine that kind of level of convergence all at once. You got global conflict. You've got the world itself going through turmoil. and then aliens coming. All within a year. All within 12 months of each other. Like, that's so much chaos that even no aliens, even no world conflict. If the world does this spin, if it tilts onto its side and changes its trajectory, we are going to see 50% of people dead within just 2 weeks. 50% of the world's population, and you're talking, what, 3.5 billion people? Gone. Just gone. They would no longer be with us. And then, because of the catastrophic level of what that would cause, of everything that would happen, we wouldn't have the technology, we wouldn't have the infrastructure, we wouldn't have the ability to transport stuff like we do. It would cause another 30 to 40% of the remaining, well, I shouldn't say, so it would cause 60 to 80% of the remaining population to die off probably in a year. Because how many people are going to starve? How many people are going to dehydrate? How many people are going to not know how to build shelter? And the elements are going to get them. Like, it's going to get awful. And that's without us having conflict amongst ourselves. That's without external conflict coming in. It could be insane. Now, all of that being said, because I know my theory sounds absolutely batshit crazy. I know it does. I get it. I hear myself speak. I do. I listen to how crazy I am. I want to point out a couple things. I want to point out the position of the sun when it rises and when it sets. Right now, it's higher in the east when it rises, for us here in America at least, than when it sets in the west at this point. It's weird, but it's shifting already. Second, look at the migration patterns of the birds. Chris here and I have actually talked about this already. The bird migration patterns are absolutely insane right now. Birds are doing migrations at an angle, not the normal way, because their compass is magnetic. They're going off of the movement of the magnetic poles, and because the poles are moving, they're shifting with it. Third, anybody who does not believe that the world has already turned, because if my theory is correct, if what I'm saying is correct, what I've learned is correct, then the world's done this in the past. You have the story of Noah's Ark and the Great Floods. And to add on to that same point, you have something called tropical glaciers, which cannot exist in the areas they're in. Look it up. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look up tropical glaciers. They only melt. They never grow. They do not exist in an environment that supports them properly. How do giant glaciers end up in places that are tropical? Well, if you've got a polar cap here that's snow, and a polar cap here that's snow, and they go like this, all of a sudden they're at the equator in what would be the new tropics. 4. If you turn and look at the excavations of mammoths, fully frozen mammoths in the Arctic Circle, if you look at fully frozen mammoths in the Arctic Circle, they have vegetation in their mouths. Where would green vegetation grow in the Arctic? Where would plants with leaves grow in the Arctic. There is not an area where they would grow. It does not happen unless the area is so far south that it's at the Arctic Circle's bottom and it melts at some point of the year. That being said, a flash freeze could only occur if the animal was, say, an African elephant eating grass from the grasslands and the world turned. And all of a sudden, what was Africa now appeared in what would be the new Arctic Circle. And they would freeze within minutes. The level of catastrophe that we could be getting ready to see could surpass anything that humans could even imagine. And there's evidence that says this has happened before and it will happen again. Now, there is a theory out there, and I'll give you guys this information so you can go look it up too. There's a theory out there called the Adam and Eve theory. It is the belief that every 6,500 years the Earth tilts. The problem with the Adam and Eve theory, just like carbon dating, and I'm going to relate the two here because they're very much linked, is that anytime you go back further than 200 to 250 years, we don't have scientific data the level we have today to actually measure against. And like carbon dating, the Adam and Eve theory, the further back it goes, the less time is actually properly measured. So carbon dating is based off of the amount of carbon in the atmosphere and carbon having a half-life. So every year, half of the carbon in something disappears. Now, that is altered by the atmospheric levels of carbon. So if for some reason an event happens, a volcano explodes, more carbon would be in the atmosphere. So less of the carbon would disappear in the half-life. Therefore, it would seem as though the life that was removed was shorter than it actually was. So if you have a major event, from what I've come to understand about carbon dating, and more carbon is in the atmosphere, then the half-life of a carbon cell or of the carbon that is measured would actually seem longer. So less would be gone in a year. So when they go, oh, what's the half-life? They would measure back too far. So instead of 12 months, they'd measure back 16 to 18 in some cases. So they're actually measuring off of what the real measurement is, not knowing what the carbon levels in the atmosphere. And this is something that changes. Humanity itself has an impact on this with the carbon dioxides, carbon gases that we put into the atmosphere as we advance more. We alter this too. So to believe that some of these things that people refer to quite a bit as being millions of years old may only be thousands of years. We don't know. We know that historically there was a year, an entire year, where a volcano erupted, and people didn't know this until hundreds of years later, until documentation, stories were brought in from multiple different cultures and talked about and discussed and compared that a volcano went off, but there was the year of darkness where the atmosphere seemed to dim the sun, and people did not understand why. there's a record of a year. It's the 1600s or the 1400s that I believe this happened. Again, I'm not an expert on this. I recommend highly you go look it up for yourself. But what I am referencing is there. I have looked it up. I'm not an expert. I don't remember every last little detail. But there was a year where crops did not grow well, where people struggled sometimes to get quality air. And what they have found is that it was a year that a very specific volcano erupted and it caused global complication. All of this leads me to believe myself, all of what I've talked about leads me to believe that we are seeing the end of a cycle. And it is absolutely crazy that we don't see it coming, or we're intentionally not being shown it so that we're not ready for it. Because and I'm gonna throw this angle out there. If you were a person in power and you had information that an event was coming that not everybody would survive, would you try to save everyone and risk your power and risk yourself, or would you try to save yourself and let everyone else fall? We know absolute power corrupts absolute. Why would it be any different with other people? Why would it be any different with people in power?
Vibrant community. I've seen it.
I couldn't either. That's why I'm out here saying it. That's why I've been talking about this for almost a year now. I have been pointing these things out as I learn them and see them and understand them. I'll take it a step further even, because I think it's a good conversation, and it's as good a time as any to discuss this. The theory from a lot of geomagnetic specialists, geothermal specialists, geologists in general, the theory for a lot of them is that right now the magnetic poles are moving through an area that is weak in core density, which means, and we have, again, evidence of this. When you look at the magnetic field around the planet, it is relatively strong. We know through scientific discovery that the magnetic shield in the magnetic field that we have around the planet actually stops a lot of radiation from coming through. Radiation that would be harmful to organics, to humans, to plants, to animals, all of it. As these poles move and they start to go through cores that are dense in I'll get to that hydrate. I do appreciate it, buddy. I'll get to it in just a second. I got you though. As these cores, or as these poles move through cores that are more dense, our magnetic field starts to break down. It starts to be less intense, which means more and more of this stuff comes through. The theory is that the human brain becomes more and more affected. We have scientific data. Right? No, believe me, I understand. I'm getting ready to take break here in a minute, so we'll end up taking break. I'll go get my monster. We'll come back and we'll try to simmer this down. So I want to finish this up before break if I can. But the theory is that as the magnetic field starts to break down, as it becomes less intense because of these thicker cores where the magnetic field's trying to pass through, radiation will come down and more will penetrate and affect the human mind. We have scientific data that shows that when people go out into space, you redeem and dance over here, man. I've tried. Dun, 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 dun. um, right? We gotta lighten it up. I get it. But we have scientific data that shows that when people are put outside of our atmosphere in spacecraft and subjected to the radiation of the sun unhindered, they actually believe they see God. Think about that for a second. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up yourselves, because I want people to go out and find out for themselves. You do not take my word. I will never tell you to take my word. Always check things. I might just be crazy. You never know. However, the scientific data I've seen says that these people see God outside of our atmosphere because of their brains being affected. They start doing things like eating cotton or taking a bar of Axe deodorant and they just start licking it. They start eating it. They'll pull a couch cushion or a pillow out and start eating the fluff out of it, kind of stuff. Mental breakdowns where they do not perceive what they were doing is wrong. Now, I want everyone to consider that this magnetism has been moving already for years. And then think about the culture shift that has been happening in people recently and how they believe that emotion dictates their lives, not logic. That they can identify as what they want, that they can change reality with their own minds. Think about it. Think about it. Are we already being affected by weak magnetic poles? It's possible. I gotta get this hydrate in. I gotta dance. You guys have been great. I really appreciate it, guys. Listening to me being crazy. Yes, I have heard similar things. If the power lines are not properly what's the word, covered, sealed, there's a specific word for it, blocked, none of those are the right word, but it's the area. if it if we can manipulate the human mind with electricity, then why in the world wouldn't the weakening of our magnetic sphere, the layer that protects us from so much harmful radiation and different energies from not just the sun but the system itself, why wouldn't we be affected now? Why wouldn't some people seem crazier than they would before? Crazy and dancing. Crazy and dancing. Because we have fun around here, too. Got to keep it light. Got to keep it entertaining. We got to remember the good people, and we got to remember that life is all about living. Because what everybody keeps missing about the whole purpose of life, it is an experiment. It is the experiment of the human experience. It is God's creation. It is His simulation, and it is reality for us because we do not know anything better. Prove me wrong. I gotta take an intermission, guys. I do appreciate it again. I gotta take the pups out. I gotta go grab my monster, and I gotta use the restroom because that glass of water is almost gone. And I gotta leak the lizard. That's the saying, right? I don't know what you kids say nowadays. We'll be back after a brief intermission, and then we'll get to some Fallout, hanging out, and we'll try to make it a little bit more light and entertaining for you guys. I do appreciate it. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome on back, everybody. Uh-oh. Huh. Whoopsies, we'll have to fix that. Welcome on back, though. I am Hockey. We are hanging out here Thursday, September 11th, 5. Remembering a man who could talk and have conversations and talking and chatting with you guys about the crazy conspiracy theories that I have come to know and understand. And we're having a great time doing it. I hope you guys are having a great one as well. I did say that I wanted to move off topic, but I'm a crazy individual, so I've got to keep talking about the things that I know and pointing towards things that could potentially help assist you in seeing what I see. And one of these things is the reference to chariots on fire in the sky. Now, this is not a single incident in history. This is written in multiple cultures as well, of metal objects on fire in the sky. Christians believed it was chariots on fire. There are some people who nowadays would believe that planes time traveled and crashed, and these people saw them coming down. I, however, have a different theory. And given that we've talked about given everything talked about so far, I may break your brains. I don't know, I guess it's not my goal to break your brains. I want to enlighten you outside of the box that most are stuck in. And that is that these people saw metal objects falling from the sky on fire. Now, again, I've said one theory is time traveling planes. Another theory, of course, is people saw meteorites. They didn't understand what they were. I have an interesting theory myself, given the chaotic cycle turn that we've been talking about. If we turn and people lose information and people lose knowledge of what is now, and what will have been then, in 100 years, are people going to know what satellites are? And how many satellites are up there? And how many of them will have decaying orbits and eventually come crashing back down to Earth? Now you tell me how many of those satellites are not shiny metal. This leads me to believe that there are cycles, that there are advanced civilizations that came before us that could do very similar things to what we are doing now, and that the information over 100, 200, 300 years was lost. People did not even know stuff was up there floating around the planet, and it came crashing back down to Earth. Satellites re-entering the atmosphere. I know, sounds crazy, but it may also just have been true. I'm just saying. Hopefully it doesn't all turn into the Fallout. I would like to see this remain just a video game and humanity prosper, thrive. Oh, I'm going to grab that coffee. It's not coffee because it's a monster. Oh, monster. I mean, I drink one of these every single stream. You guys just want to make sure that I have I will promote your product. I already do it. I love this stuff. Tastes good. It gives me the energy I need to get through when I'm crashing because I've been yawning about doing it for what, an hour or two now? So, Monsters, I love them. Original's my flavor. They have lots of them out there. You do have some coffee type flavors, stuff like that. I'm not big into that myself, but I love me the original, and it's my energy drink of choice by far. So, Monster, help support me. I need some money. I like your product. I'll keep growing tomatoes and selling them for $1 a dozen. Don't think that's going anywhere. I've only made a couple bucks all year. I live in the mountains. I live above 8,000 feet. Winter is 6 months of the year out here, minimum. We don't get to grow stuff like crazy. So the idea that I went and pulled over 2 dozen cherry tomatoes today was pretty cool. Honestly, I'm very happy and impressed with my skill after only 2 doing well with it, and I'm learning how to grow all of that food just in the nick of time for the end of the world so that I can grow food, show people. I'm not destined to die. I'm destined to live and have to go. All of us will survive together if we just learn to work, which is the theme of this game. We can all survive together if we just learn to work together. It's an amazing thing when you think about it. All right, how many blood packs did we have? 3? That's only 2 stim packs. Yeah, I mean, I'm with him. I hope the rain ends soon too. The sun's up over there. Be nice if the rain would end. I would enjoy it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful one out there, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, working, chilling, getting some chores done at home, whatever you're doing. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're having a great one. And I hope it's a peaceful one for all of you. I think we're going to get the Red Rocket cleaned up here a little bit. Do need to do some building at the different settlements, but the Red Rocket, I discussed this a little yesterday in the game here. I make this place my trader hub, or I should say supply line hub. There are supply lines you can set up in the game. Those supply lines connect different places, different settlements together. So if we run a supply line from the Red Rocket to Sanctuary, everything in both workshops is shared, and we can build out of either of them. So if I just put stuff in Sanctuary, I will be able to build at Red Rocket once they're... Hey, no worries, man, no worries. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I hate that. I mean, you know me from years of knowing each other now, buddy. I'm anti medication. I'm anti pharmaceuticals. Natural remedies are one of the greatest things. I have actually been on a detox, a natural detox, for my lungs. I don't smoke much at all anymore. It's very rare I smoke even a black and mild now, a cigar. Cheap man's, poor man's cigar. I'm not wealthy, people. I am bottom of the barrel. If you think you're broke, I'm promise you, I am 90% likely more broke. Okay, my situation is not good, and it's my own fault, no one else's. But there's you know lots of different things, variables there. I am very anti-pharmaceutical. I believe that the pharmaceutical companies are curing symptoms, not problems, because if they just cure the symptoms, you pay them for life. Welcome to your lifelong subscription to your pill. You're anti-vax, but these things kind of keep having to. Yeah, I've heard there's some new breakthroughs in the diabetes stuff. You might want to look into. There's some new stuff going I'm not anti-vax. I believe that there are vaccinations that have been around a long time that are very fine, minimal side effects. You should always consult your doctor first, of course, people. I'm not a physician, okay? Dr. Hockey does not give proper medical advice. He just gives advice. You should consult a real physician. This guy's not one, okay? But there are a lot of vaccines that have been around a long time. I, however, will agree on the concept of if a vaccine was created in, say, the last 5 to 10 years, and we don't know the long-term advice in mammograms. You're ridiculous. Ridiculous. I love it. I love it. Never a lack of humor around here, people. If we do not know the long-term effects, I do not recommend taking it because you never know what the long-term effects are. The mRNAs especially, I am very not okay with, especially the way they try to force people to do them. That stuff makes me angry. I do not like when people are not given a choice. You should be allowed to choose. I keep hearing it all the time from feminists. My body, my choice, except for when they want to stick you with a freaking chemical. No, and we're not even seeing the true long-term effects of the mRNA vaccine, which aren't real vaccines. They're just called mRNA vaccines. They're not regular vaccines. They are classified completely different. Just so you're aware, go look it up. The government, at least here in America, has a whole spiel on mRNA vaccines, what they are, and then regular vaccines and what they are. They're different. They are not the same. Just because they use the word vaccine does not make it so. Just like 5 years ago when we had the riots across the country and they said it's mostly peaceful, does not make it mostly peaceful. Okay? Here's the crazy part is all humans are fallible. We're all susceptible to sin, and some lie. I know. It's unbelievable that they would do that, but they do. Don't take everybody at their word. I tell you constantly to go look things up that I talk about because I, even in my spectacular idiocy, may not represent something that I looked up properly. It can happen. Fallible human. I make mistakes. I do not go out and intend to misrepresent or lie, but it does happen. And shame on me if I get it wrong. I should learn better. However, being a fallible human, I don't all the time. I work on it, but it doesn't always happen. So, let's head in. Some pre-war money there. We're gonna go ahead and head back here. We're gonna grab this cap stash. I didn't realize that was back there. Heading into the Red Rocket Terminal for a minute. Get some of this stuff looked up. Yeah, I've been doing a detox thing with something called Moline extract. It's like 2 different roots of plants. Some chemical pulled out of them. And a third thing, all natural, basically. It's from plants, and there's 3 of them. And you take 1 milligram of it, you drip it into your drink in the morning. And if any of you are smokers, immediately you will start coughing up tar in little itty bitty chunks in your phlegm. It actually causes your lungs to remove that stuff. It causes some of that sticky tar stuff not be as capable of staying stuck in your lungs and removes it. You will feel like you're breathing better. Let me tell you from experience, I testify that it is true because I have been doing it for months now, and God, my lungs feel great. And I smoked for years. Years. There's still videos up from when I was smoking cannabis and just daily smoking tobacco. And let me tell you, I feel better than I have in. It is amazing. Mullein extract, that is what it's called. You'd have to look it up where to find it. I can't actually tell you who makes it or where I even got it at this point. It's been a while. But good stuff. Natural remedy. That's what I like to hear and look for is natural remedy. Nope, I have been completely sober for months now. A little, okay, not entirely true. A little bit of CBD when I'm hurting so bad because I do have some of those joint issues stuff you are. When I'm hurting so bad I cannot move, I will smoke a little bit of CBD from time to time, but it is so minimum. It's like 2-3 puffs and you're done. There's nothing to it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, gotta be healthier. We should all as humans be healthier. We should take better care of our bodies because not taking care of them is part of the problem. It's part of why we have problems. Don't take care of them. Our bodies are the most advanced machine on the planet, and we don't even try to make sure that they're taken care of in a lot of cases. It's crazy. You go and you get oil changes on your car. You change out you dust machines to make sure that they run and stay functioning. Maintenance is done all over the place. Why would we not do maintenance on our body? I never was even taught to think of it that way, but our bodies are machines. We need to maintain them. And people would be a lot healthier if we did. We'd also be a lot healthier if Wonder Bread was still Wonder Bread. That's a whole different conversation. So the reason I came back here to this terminal is because on this terminal you can look up some information, delivery information, other things, but this is what I really wanted to get to. That stuff's still around, just so you know. It's just not the same. It's like 90% chemical crap and not at all what we used to get. Like the ingredients on it used to be like 8 things, and it's now like 20 things, and none of them are what they used to be. It's insane. It's insane how different stuff is. And you're like, oh, it's just Wonder Bread. I used to eat this when I was a kid. It is not the same thing. They have changed stuff. So, the terminal here in the Red Rocket, basically, they're discussing that they're storing chemical containers. Now, other areas will talk about how they're getting awards for having great reduction in waste and all this stuff. This tells you what it is and where we're going next. So, welcome, Red Rocket employee, to Jim. Take care of these barrels before you leave tonight. Inspectors are coming first thing in the morning. Hide them with the others. We'll figure out a longer-term solution later. Hey, if nature's going to favor us with a cave right below the shop, who am I to argue? So, hidden cave right below the shop. Pretty good, pretty cool thing. Go ahead and back all the way out here. And then we'll come back up and we'll do a little work in here. Let us go down. That rifle out. We're out here in the wilderness. You never know who's going to start shooting. Walked across super mutants yesterday. So right below the shop. So you come out the back side here. Back of the Red Rocket. We'll come down the little path. We've already seen this coming from the Abernathy farm across. There's a cave here. And because it's a cave, we're going to be smart. Rifles are not useful in caves. We're going to get out the combat shotgun, with the 32 round drum on it. Mm-hmm. I dare something to come at me in this cave. We're going in to the abyss. I do believe this is brain fungus right here. Yes. Brain fungus. This stuff is actually an ingredient. Couldn't tell you what. I don't have my sheet pulled. But collect all the brain fungus, guys. If you're in Fallout here, if you're playing it yourselves, brain fungus is important. It is part of the collectible list that I listed off in an earlier. So definitely worth it. Make sure we have our gear on properly. Yes, we're all geared out. 67 physical resistance right over there, 40 energy resistance, and 10 rad resistance. And because I've done this a little bit before, I need to bump up the mic volume. If I bump it up, I'm in the red. Compared to the game, is it too quiet? The game is loud. Good to see you too, man. Here, we could turn that down. I'm okay with turning the master volume down a little. I'm pretty sure I saw a rat. Anybody else see that? Yep, there it is, right there. Kaboom! Oh, more! I love this combat shot. Think all volume needs a bump on the string? Might be your stuff. If I turn mine up, I can hear it through my headphones, and it's almost too loud. There was another one I thought. Thought I saw another one back over here. I don't see it. Love this combat shotgun. Great shotgun in the game. Good to see you, Crazy. Been a long time, man. Been a long time since we were able to hang out. Miss the old conversation days. Oh, oh. Glowing old rat. Get out of here. Love the combat shotgun. Totally suggest getting one in the game. Might even be a good idea to get one in real life. You never know when you need a shotgun. 4. It's just single player. I'm back on a original Xbox One. So we'll turn the light on too. So I can only do some of the older stuff. Can't handle the new stuff. Still no income makes it hard to fund some of the newer games and stuff. In real life, combat shotgun go burr. Yep. Yeah, my main, my 1X that I've had for quite a few years now. I turn it on, it goes doo-doo, doo-doo. It just turns off immediately, like immediately goes dead. It happens. That's life. Honestly, with the way everything's going, I don't know how much technology is going to be around in the long run anyway. Talking about stuff today.
That's it.
My crazy theories and things I've learned. Definitely put on the hat today. The old tinfoil hat. So good one. I'm probably gonna clip that out and put it up as a special deal. I really enjoy conversing about it. And I've been talking about it so darn long. I want to be able to just reference a video and be like, "Hey, click. Here's a link. Click this. Go check that video," and be like, "That's what I'm talking." Because I think more people need to know what's coming. There is definitely something going on in the world. Things are changing, and I do believe that information is being hidden from people. So I think more people need to know what's coming and start preparing, start learning. The spread of information is what will give us all the opportunity to make it. And I think that it is intentionally being hidden so that we don't all. It's an unfortunate reality. Sure there's a way, but not sure how the link system works through Twitch. What do you mean link system? What link system are we referring to? Man, there's brain fungus up on the ceiling here. So just stand up and get the brain fungus. Not sure what link system you're referring to. Ooh, mute fruit. This place can give you some really good junk and items early on here in this game. And look at all this brain fungus. Depending on what link system you're talking about. Right now, currently, my setup is my Xbox is linked to the computer. Am I in an Xbox party? No. Not at the moment. And if I was, you guys would be all over live stream. Because my party would come through the computer so that I could hear. I'm not actually listening to Xbox. I'm listening off the computer so that I can hear the stuff on there, make sure that it's all coming across properly. Yeah, but you guys would come through on my computer. I can't do a party the same. The way I'm doing stuff to stream bypasses some of the safeguards. Like the ability to, so when people stream off the Xbox, and you're in a party, there's the ability to include your audio. The way I do it bypasses it. The audio just plays over the PC, which plays automatically out the stream because the audio is using desktop audio to give you guys the game. So, unfortunately, I cannot get into a party right now. Maybe here in an hour and a half, when I'm done, I'll be able to jump in if you guys want to chit chat. I'd be more than happy to. Right now, not available for that. Best way I can do it at the moment is through the chat here. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Happy to do it. Look at that. There is a fusion core right there. Who would have thunk? What else is back here? White pistol. We're gaining rads right now. Crash Busters Award. There it is. Mr. Benson, on behalf of the Boston Regional Office, I would like to congratulate your team on winning the 2076 Crash Busters for the greatest year-to-year waste reduction by a single store. Respect for the environment is an integral part of our corporate image, and we appreciate your innovative efforts in this regard. Basically, because they're dumping the shit underground and hiding it. Anybody else sense a common business pattern? Oh, ton of bottles there. Let's grab all those. Absolutely. Last stuff is good. Don't see anything else on the... Oh, no, I do. Extinguisher there. Trying to make sure we grabbed everything here. Get as much of this done as I can. Yeah, been just kind of kicking it. I got my Twitch account unlocked. It was locked up because I didn't have access to set the password on it. I accidentally locked it up. I didn't have access with a phone to reset the password. I've been off of here. I haven't been a while, but I've been back for what, a week and a half, 2 weeks now, something like that. So enjoying it, enjoying getting back to it. Out here chit chatting with people. Look, my old phone may or may not have accidentally sat on a magnet. And it refuses to turn on now. So, and that was several months ago that happened. You know, it is what it is. And not having an income means I had to wait till I could get it replaced on not my dime because I don't have any dimes. And yeah, it is what it is. I don't even. In fact, I'm pretty sure this one is a used one that I've got now. So you take what you can get when you don't have any. It happens. Some of us live a little bit more on the poor man's side than others. I do believe that was everything down here. Dog meat found something. Dog meat, everything up here is in the workshop area here. The easiest way to do this is to just go to the workshop. Where is he bringing me? Oh, the chem cooler? I see. We're just going to go to the workshop and we're just going to break a bunch of this stuff down. So search the workshop. It unlocks the settlement for you. Again, this ends up being my hub for trade in a lot of cases. But we're just going to store anything we can. We'll break down anything we can't store. Get those materials out of it. So anything green, we're allowed to store. Anything yellow highlight, we're not allowed to store. Makes it pretty simple to figure out. He says when he has some spare time, he would love to edit some of the videos for you. So I actually just rolled streams over to Rumble and YouTube. Full stream. All of them since I have returned are over on Rumble and they already exist somewhere. And I didn't even have to edit in that case because editing takes some serious time. I would love to see or to get some of this edited down for a more just strictly Fallout playthrough. However, again, it takes times. I don't have that time at the moment to get to it, unfortunately. Could definitely be an option. We'll talk after. We'll make some conversation happen. I just want to get all this set up at this point so that we can. Hey, look, there's another hard hat. So that we can get moving along in this playthrough. Let's put the armor bench over here. Currently spreading behind Helldivers too. Hey, I get it. I get it. Somebody's got to get out there and make sure that That's the one that's based off a Starship, right? Starship Troopers with the bugs. Somebody's got to make sure those bugs understand what rights are. All right, and we'll put the cooking station off to the side here. Yep, and the highest difficulty is brutal. I mean, it's a game I would definitely play. It did sound interesting. As much as it was a stupid movie, and it was a stupid movie, as a kid at least, I did enjoy the concept and idea of Starship. So I'd probably play it if I was if I had the capability. I again don't have the capability, but it did seem like an interesting one. That's the memeability of it. It all is great. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I believe it. I did hear that they went through a don't talk about politics on our thing, on our platform phase for a little bit. I don't know how that ended up. I heard little bits and pieces, but basically I heard they were saying, "Hey, we don't want the political craziness game. You're supposed to be enjoying yourselves. Don't be dumb." More or less. That power armor station moved over so we can get this in here. There we go. Get all our stations inside. Except for the cooking station, because that thing's huge. That is true. That is absolutely true. There's a lot of people, and I understand it, there's a lot of people that use the video games to get away from that. The problem is, in my opinion, I don't think you can escape it anymore. I think that no matter what you're doing and where you want to end up, politics is going to be something we're all going to have to deal with in one way or another. That's just a reality of the world that we live in right now, the way things are going. Which is why I'm just going to start embracing it. I have gotten, like I said, more into it. I go to a lot of city hall meetings locally. And I may or may not be looking at running in a year or two for a position on the local council. Because I do feel like this town that I'm in now is well, in the last 9 years we've lost 11% of our population, which is a problem. In a small town, you can't have that, and the course needs to be corrected. And I think there's a lot of good people out here who are trying to make ends meet and make things work, and the people in charge are not making it happen well. That's my perspective, my understanding of some things. I won't say everybody's terrible. I'm not going to say that they're all malicious, because I know multiple council members out here now. I know the chief of police. I know the city manager. Like, I know people out here, and they're not malicious. I just think in some cases they're not being the word. They're not being given good information to help them go in the right direction. If you know what I mean. So as somebody who sees some of these numbers and things being an issue, I think there are ways that we can take this town in a direction. And there are some things that need to be fixed, you know. In my town, there's a lot of talk about the future and, well, we're investing in this for the future and we're investing in that for the future. But there's some issues that need to be fixed now that if they're not fixed, there won't be. and it's something to worry about. It's something people need to be more aware of out there, especially in their local vicinity. I'm not gonna say everybody's in necessarily the same situation, but if you are, then you need to be aware. Because if you're not aware, somebody's going to come in and they may not have the idea to fix things in a way that benefits it. Most politics is a info war, and that's probably why 90% of you talk with how muddy the waters are. Yeah. Yeah, no, anything they see is gospel. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. And you're absolutely right. There are people on both sides that are making very false statements. They're not held accountable to that. They do not come out and correct themselves. And a lot of times it's agendas so that they can get the policies they want passed. They will speak certain ways to make you feel certain ways so that you want to support their policies. But their policies aren't always good for the whole of the people that they serve. And in some cases, their policies are bad for the people they serve because they're not actually serving their people. We see it on both sides of the aisle. Unfortunately, politics has turned into a game of the word I kind of want to say celebrity. Like it's almost like a celebrity game. It's a popularity thing, and it's not necessarily about fixing things anymore. It's about being more popular. And that is an issue in politics because if we're just worried about popularity, then we're not worried about ideas. We're not worried about the good now to help the future. In which case, we will fail the future if we're not doing well for people now. It's a tough area to get into. Obviously, with the way things are right now, there, as unfortunate it is to say, there is a risk of death involved in getting into politics, especially when you say things that people will not agree with. But honestly, I'm kind of at a point in my life, almost being 40, where death would be a reprieve. It doesn't scare me. It does not scare me to move on. I've made amends with everybody I can think of. I've tried to become a better person than I was 15, 20 years ago. I've tried to consider outside of just myself, and that mentality could take me ways. And if somebody decides they need to be violent to remove what I'm saying, I mean my first instinct is to say don't miss, because I mean if you miss, there are better men than me. I'm not the greatest person in the world. If you miss and it becomes personal, I mean, I went and worked in a correctional facility for 6.5 years voluntarily. You think I'm afraid to go there? I'm just saying. Like, don't miss. At least make your shot count. Otherwise, I'll get into it and I'll look to do the best for the people that I'm supposed to be representing. I will look at the entirety of the picture and see what I can do to make their lives better. And I think that there's a lot of policy over the last 50, 60 years especially that has done nothing but hinder people in America, at least, Americans' abilities to thrive and prosper in their pursuit of peace, prosperity, and happiness. We have all these laws that continue to hinder people, and we don't need them. We need to get back to a system where information flows freely, where people can learn and advance when they're ready, because not everybody's ready all the time. I'll tell you right now, when I was in my early 20s, man, if Me now could go back and talk to me then. Me then wouldn't have listened. I promise. Me then would have looked at me now and gone, "Oh, you're crazy guy. I'm not listening. I know better, blah, blah, blah," and walked off. Not everybody's ready right away. Not everybody does it the same time. So, and it is very hard to navigate the swamp, as a lot of people call it, of politics. It can be a very gnarly place. It can be dangerous. It can be treacherous, but if good people don't stand up and at least try, at least put an effort in, then we're all going to end up doomed to failure. I don't know. I'll put in the effort I can, and I'll do what I can. And if I make it, I make it. And if I don't, I don't. I've come to terms with that being the direction of my life at this point. So, it is what it is. I'll do what I can. It is that simple for me. We don't actually need a magazine, because I won't store magazines. I'm gonna actually destroy that. Scrap that. I'm thinking to make sure I just make another one if we really need it, but I like the bigger ones. And so politics is probably where I'm going. The gaming stuff, I mean, I've been gaming so long. I've gotten to have wonderful times with so many good people out here. In the virtual world that so many of us can end up living in. I consider myself blessed on that. And, uh-oh. One of those stinking storms is coming. We better hit another Rad-X. Gotta make sure to take as little of that radiation. Oh, nope, wrong button. I think at this point in my life, I'm done thinking about myself, and I'm gonna try to give what I can for others. And after yesterday, especially yesterday's event, whole point of the stream here. All right, man. You take it easy. Enjoy. Get feeling better. Get taking care of yourself. Look at some alternatives. Look at some alternatives. The information is out there, I promise you. So, natural alternatives. I promise. There is a better than pharmaceutical. So, you take care, enjoy, and have yourself a wonderful one, bro. Catch you around. Yeah, for me, I'm at a point where I want to help people. I want to try to make it better because there's so many people out there making it worse. It's hard to see a future for so many of the youth today. Ugh. Oh, thank you. Stretching. Necessary. I didn't do enough of it at break. I try to make those intermissions a little shorter for you guys, so that they're not so bad. Oh, hydrate. I gotta hydrate. Hold on. Throw out that hydrate on there, too. I got you with that water. Appreciate it, man. Thank you again for coming out. Big shout out to you, buddy. Bucci, I've known you a long time. Good man. Stick with it. Keep your head up. And we'll talk soon. Absolutely. Good people. That's what you're looking for out there, guys. Good people. You know, and again, I go back to what I was talking about before. I am not I am not a good man. I am not the best of mankind. I promise you. I am flawed, and I have issues, and I have errors. But if I can help others around me, I will. And if that means going and serving on a city council to make sure that the town looks out for the people that live here, so be it. If it means going and serving on a national level somewhere, so be it. State level, so be it. Whatever it is, whatever is needed of me to help others at this point, I will do it. I am not concerned with myself. I am not concerned with my future at this point. I am concerned with the future of mankind. It is going in a very terrible direction right now, and I do not agree with it or enjoy it in any. So I want to see things get better for people, not worse. I want to see people free, and not harm, hinder, or oppress others in their pursuit of life, liberty. I really do. I really, truly do. So, I think we've broken down the Red Rocket here as much as we can. Oh, no, there's a boxer. I mean, I'll probably miss a thing or two. I usually do. But we've broken it down quite a bit. Most of the stuff is inside now. There's a few things back here. We'll end up putting walls and stuff up around this place eventually. You know what? We can just store these. I like that we can just store them. And we can start sending people here and start supply lining our settlements together. So, very cool. Very cool. Nighttime. Look at the moon. It's floating. Funny. Been watching the moon lately at night. Definitely is showing that the sun is in an interesting position. Because you can use the angle of the moon to actually determine where the sun is. If you pay enough attention. I gotta go back to the workshop. We put everything in the workshop containers, so there's impacts and other things in. I do not want to just. Hard hat. So, for example, there's a pipe pistol, there's a hard hat, cram, rataway. This stuff does not actually get used. Oops. Stuff does not actually get used. The junk gets used to build stuff. I do have some junk. I'm going to actually take that back to St. But like I said, we'll get them linked up with the supply chain. We're down to just junk. There we go. I wanted to make sure we grab that little stuff, though, in there. Don't want to leave that stuff in there. There can be... It can build up and find out that there's stuff just lying around in places. Doesn't help anybody. Flip that light up. And then we got about an hour left to stream here. Again, I do appreciate you guys all being out here. It's always fantastic to come chit-chat and stuff. Say, when I heard about the events yesterday, shocked. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday's stuff is a tragedy. It is an absolute tragedy. I said it at the beginning. This Charlie Kirk was probably one of the best of them. He wished harm to no one, and he would have a conversation with anyone, despite your beliefs, despite how you felt about him. And that's who they take. They take those amongst us who won't fight back in the volatile ways. So It sucks. It's a really shitty thing. Murder is one of the highest crimes and is unacceptable. The taking of any innocent life is not necessary at all. As far as playthroughs go, this is, I mean, this is like playthrough number like 13 or 14, but so I've completed the base game 3 times. 100% of the achievements for the base game. I do have all the DLCs installed and in here. So we're kind of playing through for the 4th time, if you will, fully here. Yeah. Well, like I said, 3 of them were complete. The rest of them were I came in, I played around for a couple days, weeks, and then I went off to another game, so I never completed anything. So I'd get a little ways, but I'd never get very far. I never finished it. In this case, my intention is to go through and try to hit some of these achievements for some of the, which a lot of them seem to be quests through, so should happen naturally. Yeah, I want to get that stuff done. I figured with the state of the country, the world, everything going on, Fallout 4 was a great game to be able to sit here and actually have those conversations and for it to be natural in a sense without, forcing the conversation. So, and I don't really know how to do like a talk show thing, although I'd be down to do it if I could ever figure out, a way to do it. I'd be down to do a podcast thing. Looked into it. I'm still looking into things, but it's not the easiest thing to get started. Everybody seems to be having podcasts nowadays, so there's an ocean now that you're going to be trying to wade through. So it's not as easy as it once was. I kind of missed a window that I should have had 10 years. But I again, Fallout 4, it's a high quality game. And it gives me the ability to sit here and talk politics, talk about my opinion, have conversations with what I enjoy doing, sitting there and conversing. So, I don't know. Is what it is, I guess. I'll keep pushing and I'll keep playing and I'll talk to whoever wants to come out and talk.
Carla.
You again.
You
Here
again.
to trade?
I am. There's another person here.
Let's see what you got.
I got a little bit of everything.
Are you ever going to play through Warframe on stream? I don't know. I reinstalled Warframe to come hang out with you guys, you, Gucci, and Phantom, and anybody else on there. Haven't really seen you guys on, but I have that game 100%ed. Like I have every achievement, so it's really only to come hang out and play. I don't know if I would stream it. That being said, I mean, I'm kind of at a point where I enjoy the conversation more than sitting here and doing the game. Like I used to be very big on I want to make this playthrough. I want it to look nice and I want people to be able to use it and learn stuff and I'm at a point where I mean, I could sit here and basically minimum play the game and converse and I'm okay with that. I actually enjoy that. The conversations are stuff that I don't think I have enough of it. So we're gonna sell the pipe pistol. Sell this pipe pistol. That pipe pistol. That pipe pistol. This mine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everything in Warframe for me is completed. It's hard for me to really say I have a reason to come play that again, other than just hang. time you play on Warframe is to work on stuff with the group. Yeah. I saw you guys got a bunch of stuff in the dojo going. I put some funds in on some of it, stuff I had. Just did what I could to help add some stuff. Man, I never sold. Okay, so not even here. I got some extra stuff to sell. Got a couple mute fruit, razor grain, potatoes. Got to put all that junk away, of course. Got some 38 rounds. I don't know if Carla has any good shipments. She does. Why? Did I miss something? I think I missed something. Oh, well, I have the jumpsuit on. That's a problem. Glasses. I should have the militia hat. Yeah, I just completely
Carla,
botched
there.
some stuff.
Trading?
Gotta get that charisma up
I've
so our
got a few
prices
minutes
are
to
low.
browse.
Always happy to make a sale.
I didn't even catch it. See, I'm over here talking. It is what it is. Definitely gonna pick up those shipments of concrete so we can keep building the walls here. I gotta keep my people safe. Yeah, I look at this just like I would real life. If there's an issue with people coming in and trying to raid the town, the town's gonna get some damn defenses. It's the way it's gotta be. You gotta protect the people you serve. It is what it is. You know, there's a reason throughout most of human history, and I say most because outside of modern times, the last 100, 200 years, maybe 250, cities, towns had walls around them. They did. They had walls, safety, to stop evil from coming in and just doing what it. So it's an interesting thing. I fully believe in the walls. I think the defense is important. Defend your people and try to make life better for them. What I'm trying to do here. No. Antiseptic's actually pretty expensive. What? I'll buy that. I can flip that one plastic with a fertilizer for a jet. That'll be pretty easy. Toaster. Telephone. These are all good good sources of materials here. Not going to grab any other shipments at this point. Plunger. 2 plastic for 4 caps. I can do that. 2 wood, 2 cloth for 2 caps. I can do that. Circuitry is important. Hairbrush again, 2 more plastic for 4 caps. Little things like this are things definitely. Steel for 2. That's pretty good actually. Desk fan. Desk fan is almost always good. And 3 oil for 13. No, that's not terrible. That we should be in this playthrough. I'm getting to a point of where Sanctuary here should start really popping. One of the two. And we should be able to start really flipping stuff in and out. Getting some of this materials, caps all flowing really well. I'll take the plastic again. That is not cheap for fertilizer. I'm not doing that. It's not cheap for antique globe. All right, let's see what else I've got to sell to her. Got the mute fruit. We've got a mute fruit farm. We got a corn farm. We got a potato farm. So we're farming those 3 materials. Corn farm's not quite there yet. We got to get sent over as we get more people start moving out of places. And we'll get things a little bit more set up in places so that we can run a better environment for them, better settlement or thriving. But it takes. And the only time that I've been on the game, so everything is here in stream. Mole rat meat, we can sell that crap. At this junction specifically, I haven't been able to decide. So I wish I had more time, but my garden takes priority. And real life, you got chores, you got things that got to get done, things got to get. I just haven't had the time, unfortunately. But hey, we'll keep doing stuff on stream. All right, looks like she's getting 400 caps. So I took all her caps and I gave her a bunch of caps back. My little check-in station there. We don't have anything in the steamer trunk to sell. There was another person here. Go ahead and grab some leather pieces. And we'll get them set up. And I may send them out to the corn farm, actually, so I can corn. We only have one person actually harvesting at the moment. So it would double our corn income, which could be very useful. Gotta keep an eye on that time. Where? Yeah. Pretty sure it was a woman set over here somewhere. One of those things when you start putting people in outfits. Not the house I put the beds in. When you start putting people in specific outfits, you start noticing walking around and right.
Why can't the Institute just leave us alone?
I know he's so angry about it. Nope, you've been dealt with. Nobody in there. Who's in here? This one right here.
Let's trade some things.
Of course.
Don't know who she is, but she showed up out of nowhere. Oh, I didn't grab a 10. Usually I grab a 10mm pistol. Not quite 50%. It's like 40% better than the pipe pistol here. Good to give them the ability to defend themselves. Better weapons help with that. This is why I'm a very, very big advocate against people trying to take away the firearms. We got to have more gun control, more gun control. No. No, we don't. Because believe me, being in one of the places in the U.S. with the highest per capita gun ownership, we don't have crime like that. Because if you come out here and you commit crime, there's a chance you might get shot, and it's higher than other places. Go to those. This is why a lot of the shooting things that happen in America are in the gun-free zones. Because these people are cowards. They cannot go fight somebody who can fight back. They go and they fight people who are weak, who cannot fight back. And in gun-free zones, they know they're not going to get shot back at them. Unless there's somebody else there like them, or officers of the law show up. And in the case out here, if you walk into a convenience store and you hold it up, there's a better than 50% chance somebody's probably just going to shoot you. And they're going to be justified doing it out here because most people are like, yeah, that's not tolerated. We don't accept that kind of behavior. So I think we need to get back to that kind of mentality. All right, she had a leather coat. It was only 1 physical damage resistance. But you put on the road leathers on these guys, and then you can put on the armor piece sides, add to their defensive ratings much more, which I do enjoy doing a lot. No, what am I looking for? There. Move. 10 Pines Bluff. That's where we're sending her. Yep. You're going to 10 Pines. Okay. Now we'll have to go put in horn, but that's fine. We can do it. Absolutely can do it. Alright, let us see. Might have, yeah, some more purified water, razor grain. I might be able to take a little bit of those caps back. Our purified water was a little side. I was trying to get it to 50. 9. There we go. Just for now, I'm getting it to 50. Eventually, we'll be making so much, we'll have hundreds of it. Nice. And then let's go put some of this other food stuff away. I've been storing some stuff in here in case they get hungry. It's not really how, but in case they get hungry, they have a selection of goods here. I don't want my people to be eating razor grain all the time. I want them to have options. We look out for our people. Brain fungus is something that needs to go in the other bin. Cram can go there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I just took everything. Whoopsies. All right, I guess we're going down the list. Blamco mac and cheese, bourbon, with the bubble gum, the dog food, carrot flour, cram, boy apples. Excuse me. That one hit quicker than I expected. Much talking. We'll put some of this stuff away, though. So that they got options. A little bit of beer in here. In case anybody's feeling like celebrating or just hanging out and relaxing and chatting with the crowd. I had 10 melons and I didn't even realize I had the melons. I guess I'll keep it. That's why I had the gourds. I now Nuka-Cola in case anybody wants a refreshing beverage. Water, you know, I try to take care of my people here. Pork and bean, potato crisp, potted meat, which sounds gross. It sounds gross. Potted meat. Ribeye steak, Salisbury steak, Mirelurk meat, sugar bombs, of course. I'm pretty sure in 3 was something. They don't seem to have an importance in the same way. There was like a quest or something in tournament. If I remember correctly, it's been a while. I played 3. There we go. That should be it in there. No, I need to check this one. My little collectible one. We have most of the collectibles in here. Never did move an army helmet in. And we got a hard hat we got to put on one of our new farmers here. That extra little bit of defense. And it kind of marks them as a worker. It's not a necessary thing. Game. Again, I like to make sure everybody's taken care of to some extent. I don't know if coolant was a thing or not. I feel like coolant was a thing. No, antifreeze bottle. Whatever it was Wildcard and Toronto's fault. They're in charge of the whole conspiracy. I mean, there's a possibility. They could also just be pawns. Welcome back, Chris. Hope you're doing well, man. Trying to get some of this stuff put away. Excuse me. I shouldn't be yawning as much, although I didn't sleep super. They're trying to arc the world. I mean, so conspiracy theory tinfoil hat on. They did bring back the dire wolf. Who says they're not trying to bring back dinosaurs and cause Ark to actually happen? Saying. Just saying. Also, wouldn't it be interesting if the whole thing we were talking about earlier with the world spinning, tilting, things changing, drastic changes, that all of a sudden out of some chasm, dinosaurs actually pop back up and we had Ark in real life? All of us that played Ark would be prepared. To some extent, not the greatest extent, but to some extent. Be interesting. Mark your words. Tech gigas are coming to kill us all. Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. You never know. You never know. Nowadays, it's hard to say what things they're working on and how messed up it'll be. Although the Giga in real life was actually a bit smaller than the T-Rex, so I would think they'd aim for T-Rex. The difference between the Giga in the game and Giga in real life is the Giga in real life was a smaller, it was in between an Allo and a T-Rex, and they were actually small pack dinosaurs, so 2, 3, 4. They lived in like what you would consider a modern day human style family. Something to think about. Circle the RGs, it's a fight to survive, right? You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Not wrong at all. We have weapons I haven't been putting away. Frag grenade, security baton, short double barrel, and got a leather coat that can go. We don't need to be carrying that. Traveling leather coat. It'll be interesting if it happened. I do have an interesting theory. So, totally a theory. But I want you to consider a couple things. One, we know from bones that have been found in real life that dinosaurs. So we know that dinosaurs came before. Now, millions of years ago, I've already talked about the carbon dating thing. I don't believe that it's all as old as they think. Multiple cycles ago, sure. Why did dinosaurs go extinct? Because a meteor hit the Earth? Because the world tilted. Because God, who made man in his image, was younger than, according to time, which God can play with, but God was younger at that time, wanted things to interact with. Dinosaurs fascinate young men because they're powerful creatures, right? What happens as young men grow up? Dinosaurs become a little bit less interesting and companionship becomes more interesting. What happened after the dinosaurs went extinct? Man was created because man could actually interact back with God. It's almost as though God literally grew up, and that's why dinosaurs were first and then human. A crazy theory, I know. But think about it. I built these cool lizards that I can play with, but they don't play back very well. I don't like this. Scrap this project. We're gonna the Earth. They're not gonna be capable of dealing with it. We're gonna the Earth again. We're gonna the Earth again. You know, a couple cycles go by, the dinosaurs are no longer with us. Birds, sure, but dinosaurs, no. And then humans come along because humans are capable of interacting back. Now, I think the reason that God is not showing himself now is because God got sick of humans sitting there acting like they were just as good as God, just as capable as God. We're not gods, we're humans. I think God is sitting here watching quietly, see what we'll do with our free will at this point. We're in the cycle. We're in the end of the cycle. It's the pinnacle of our existence right now. And I mean, if I was God, I'd be sitting here watching, going, yeah, I want to see what they do. Go ahead. I'll show myself when the time is right. But you guys are going to do your thing, and we're going to see just where you take it. And then I'll come in, and I'll correct course. Wildcard did it, so Wildcard's God. Those bastards. How come they can't get the video game to work right then? If they're so good at this, how come the game doesn't work properly? Let's store some of this rat away. I don't need that much. I mean, there's people who say that we might be in a simulation. The only simulation that we could be in is a universal being beyond that of our comprehension, because reality would be the simulation created by a universe. But humans, for all that we can make, we can't get the basic shit right. We could never, ever create something so real and it be fake. There'd be errors. There'd be issues. And we don't see them. They got evolved mostly right. You don't know what went wrong with ASA? I do. Their eyes went from, or their hearts went from creating games to money, please. Money. We want money. We're gonna sell you guys the same game in a new engine. You're gonna pay us for it. That's what happened. And I called that before it even happened. I said, this is terrible. This is never going to work the way they want it to. But, I'm just a crazy guy on the internet that talks. But what the hell do I know? You're going to have to wait, little dude. It's not time for that yet. Went out on break. Got to wait till the next break, which is still half an hour. I do still have a pack of cigarettes I gotta move. I'm trying to see if there's anything I want to store in here. Ah, the silver. Gotta hold on to my silver. Yes, I'm hoarding the gold and silver. It's not hoarded away from anyone. I just don't want it destroyed in the workbench. Suppose it works alright if you don't use mods, but I see with Shiny Nose Job. I mean, and in all honesty, that's one of the conversations that I had earlier with Paper, because Paper was on streaming. The mods, really, all the mods have done is take the old game and take away everything that people weren't patient enough. That's really all it did. It didn't do anything but take all the, oh, I don't want to wait this long. Oh, I can't handle this taking a day. Oh, I can't wait 12 hours. Oh, I can't do, and it took all that away so that people could just zip through the game. And in all honesty, to me, I like to experience the things at a longer duration. I get some people, wanting things to be faster and stuff, but it take oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was in there earlier too. I'm glad to see him back, man. It's like we're all coming back at the same time. The world is bringing us together. But all mods do is remove people's ability to learn patience. That's all it does. Like I personally do not see mods as a positive. I don't. I think mods are a negative. I think just like how much the electronics have changed the life of people. We are not meant to sit here in chairs all day every day. Okay? Our bodies are meant to move, to do physical work, to be athletic, to do things, and we don't anymore, and it's part of the problem. Oh, won't be back till she goes off maternity leave. I mean, you're here chatting. You've been here multiple times on my stream, catching other people. You're here. You're just not streaming right now, but you are here. You're a part of this. You're a part of it whether you like it or not. But congratulations on the dad stuff for sure, man. You're doing the best thing that the world could do right now, and that's for people over here to have children. Because not enough of us had enough. I'm guilty. I mean, me and my ex-wife, we made 2, so we covered what would be lost if we were lost, but we didn't add 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 or 6. So, I mean, there's no growth there. We just didn't stagnate. Oh, well, I guess we did stagnate. We didn't negatively impact population. We just didn't positively populate. So, that was my failure. It happens. And there's no more kids for this guy. I'll tell you right now. No more kids. 1, no job makes that really difficult to be something that I could even kind of maintain. And 2, surgery was done so that it can't be a thing. Because I knew at the rate I was going, I'd have been 25 with like 5 or 6. Like I was on pace for a whole freaking herd of children. You're 5 so far, and 4 of them are boys. Sanity is at a minimum. Yeah. Boys will push your sanity. That being said, the little ladies will push your sanity too, just in a different way. Oh, that's not where the cigarettes go. Those go out here. I gotta blow the old nose lately. Clear airways, oxygen. It's good for the body. Feel like a chew toy for a giant 3-month-old? I mean, at that age, you might be. Get some teethers, man. Stick them in the freezer. Let them get cold. The kids love that. My kids, when they were teething, that was the best thing I could do is get cold teethers out. Definitely helps. I only had 2. Yes, I'm a man. Naughty rocket thing sometimes, but I blew most of the. The trash can's right there. But yes, for you ladies out there, they're like, "Ew, did he?" Yeah, I did. I'm a guy. Also, I clean the floors and the chair, rest of the house. So I clean it. I get to do what I want. I'm the housewife. I get to mess it up if I want. All right. Got some more gear. Did need to put crap's going on here. What? Yeah, I'm with
Stay
Preston.
sharp.
He's
Don't let
looking
your
at him
guard down.
too.
I just want to trade a few things.
Oh, it's bugged.
I just want to trade a few things.
Holy crap, we could trade with Mama Murphy. Well, that's a bug. That's hilarious. Definitely got to work on getting the bedrooms up and the area up over here for everybody to live out of. It is 4 a.m. Let's do a 1-hour sleep. Got about 25 minutes left here. I'd say it's been a pretty good day, considering how the first half of stream and the first quarter especially started. I'd say today. Yesterday, obviously, got through stream. Terrible, terrible thing that has happened. I'm trying to find this chick that I need to put the hard hat on. I don't know where she's at. Anyway, terrible thing that happened. It was awful to hear. You know, we'll this one.
I want to trade a few things.
She's the one working the farm. We're gonna give her the
Sure
stuff.
thing.
And she's got a 10 mil up. The other one I sent over to 10 Pines. More corn going. Anyway, I think it's been a pretty good day considering how somber beginning of started. The terrible news of an innocent life being taken. And hopefully humanity can reverse course a little bit on what's going on. Because I really do not want to see humans fail. I'd love to see us succeed a little bit more in life and in things in general. And with all that's going on, it's hard to believe that that's going to happen. But we can hope, and we can continue to try to push everything in the right direction. It's the only way for us to make it through all of this, all of what's coming, is to work together to survive it all together. That's coming from Abernathy Farm. There's gunfire.
Should have just run.
For you.
Got a dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
Oh! She's the one I sent to 10 Pines. What is she doing over here? Huh. Fighting some mongrels. Didn't even realize that. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a good day. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. Really have. Always do. I think that I think it should happen more. I think people should be willing to have more conversation. We need to take some of the negativity out of the conversation. Sure. But we can only
Seems
do
to be
so
growing well.
much. Coming together is definitely a way we can all work together. And we can have our differences. I mean, Lord knows how different I am than the people. Being that my character, you know, is 200 years old. You imagine his moral values are very different from theirs in some cases. But if we're all out here looking out for each other, if we're all out here surviving it all together, we can make it
Just
through.
looking to trade a little.
Sure.
Get better. We can survive. We can really just survive. Talk to Marcy. Up. She is going the long ass way to 10 Pines. Look at this. Way the out here. I sent her to 10 Pines. She better not be going down to Grey Garden. I'm gonna be pissed. We gotta go back. I gotta give Marcy. She is our main security person. If I had a security officer position, it would be Marcy. Because who in the is gonna mess with that woman? Definitely got some of the conspiracy talk out there. There's a lot of craziness out in the world. Something to consider. Definitely need to learn skills that are useful, even if things hit the fan.
Wait.
Life still ain't perfect, but we're surviving.
I want to trade a few things.
Yes, we are. She's pointing that machine gun at. Machine gun. We want to not that stuff. Army helmet. No, I wasn't putting. I thought about it. Although I have an extra set of goggles, don't I? Did I not? I may not have fixed the guy over at. I know I did Blake Abernathy. I don't know if I did the security guy over it. Enamel metal chest piece. Just has a metal chest piece. 17 and 9, 12 and 5. That's an upgrade. Enamel metal left leg. Has a painted metal leg. 10 and 5, 8 and 4. So this is better. And we can remove that pocketed off. All of her gear is upgraded to some extent. Painted metal right leg. She's got combat armor. That's it for her.
Complaining when there's nothing left to complain about.
She's so great. Marcy has the most personality ever, and I just love it. I love it. I love that she has that. Am I still wearing my Selly stuff? Let us see if we can sell some
Carla.
stuff to Carla.
Need to pick something up? Road's pretty long.
We won't have any extra corn, but we can sell some of these extra
Let's see what
potatoes
you
we
got.
picked up.
We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, she's still got the 404. Okay. Nothing there. Shouldn't be anything in the apparel. We can cook that dog meat. The mongrel dog meat turns into mutt chops. That's actually more valuable than itself. We'll sell the water. Try to get some of these caps back. That way we can fund some more projects here at the pocket. So let's cook that meat up. Take the 178 away. A little bit more experience here, roasting up mongrel dog meat. About halfway through the next level. We didn't get very far today. It was more of a conversational day, and which is important. That does honor the memory
Hey, Carla.
of
Back
Charlie
again?
Kirk. I'm happy
to
to
do
be honoring the
business?
memory of his stature. Was a young man who did stuff that most of us wouldn't consider doing. So,
Sure. Let's take a look.
Here's
and
what I
not
got.
in the wrong way, like in the right way. See, they were worth 4 before. They're worth 7 each. So we getting 14 caps instead of 8. Good. 40% increase there. 40? It might be more than that. 8, 6, that's 75. 75% increase. See, my math was wrong. I didn't need that. Really liking the combat shotgun. This thing definitely worked today. Very happy that I picked one of those up at least, and we did get one on Sturgis as well, so he upgraded from basic. Not a fan of the double barrel in this game. It's the spread's too much, and I think even with the barrel, the extended barrel on it, it doesn't do enough. The combat shotguns are where it's at. Got more ammo, more damage. You know, throw the drum on it, and you just basically can shoot till everything's gone, and reload when everything isn't there anymore. Come up here and hit the steamer, and then we're gonna go check Blake Abernathy's. And look at this, another metal chest piece and a metal left arm. That is insane. The steamer trunk is awesome. It is awesome. I love the steamer. Like, that thing just keeps refilling. Just free gear, guys. Steamer trunk. Right outside of Sanctuary.
Connie will rest easier, knowing she's got that locket back.
I just need to trade gear with you.
Sure thing.
He might have looked better with the assault gas masks. Those assault gas masks just don't have the greatest damage. But he's snoring. Puppies. One of the puppies here. Metal left arm. Leather left arm. 8 and 4. For my arm pieces. That my no, I have a champion. Don't think that's going to. And then we'll go down. We got the metal chest piece. That'll replace his leather. Metal left leg. Already got that. Right leg. Right leg. Metal right leg. Okay. Painted metal left leg. That'll be better. 8 and 4, 7 and 3. Better than what he had. Pocketed painted metal chest piece. I would like to remove the pocket off. We'll come back around at some point and upgrade him. Then a compensated 10 millimeters, basically 10 millimeter, a little bit better fire rate. Auto pistol, we'll end up probably just storing that. Muzzle calibrated, powerful 10 millimeter. Got an extended mag on it. Oh. All right, where's Connie? That's Lucy. Where's Connie? Ms. Abernathy. She's standing on the Brahmin trough. Why are you standing on the
I
Brahmin trough?
appreciate what you've done for us. For Mary. You'll always be welcome here.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey there.
I
I take it you
appreciate
wanna
that.
trade?
Till the next time you tell me we don't like strangers around here, so maybe you should move along.
That'd be great.
Oh shit. I didn't want to trade with her.
Looking to make a deal?
I wanted to trade with her.
Can we trade a few things?
Okay.
All right. What's she got? She has a compensated powerful 10 million. That's already doing 27. This one's got the extended map. It's got something hanging off the front of it. I don't know what that is. We might have to take a look at that. I don't know what that is. I think we're gonna call her good for now. Crazy how I can't seem to get the stuff organized here. We keep getting so much out of that steamer trunk. Would be interesting to actually do a gaming playthrough where we actually through stuff. Takes time. Takes a lot of time, especially later parts, because you're doing all this behind the scenes stuff. That's something when I have a Skyrim partial playthrough. I still have the save for it. Doing YouTube stuff and a Skyrim playthrough. Part of the problem I was having later on to get entire quests done for video, it was taking me 4 or 5 hours to get through and actually do everything. And I was still doing stuff behind the scenes and turning around and editing the video. And yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I think most people realize. Editing, making that content. When you try to do it the right way, make it nice. Which sitting here and streaming, much easier. It really is much easier. I put 4 hours a day into this. It takes me maybe an hour to do all my uploads to Rumble and YouTube, and I get to get chores done. I actually get some things accomplished around the house. Part of what I've got to do to keep my living arrangement. It is what it is. We all got to do what we got to do to keep surviving. And if the world ended, there'd be no time for video games. There wouldn't be video games. It'd all be just surviving all the time. Something I think a lot of people don't consider. But if things really hit the fan, I mean, we have lived in a very serious for a long time now. The world has been very kind, and people are complacent with that. You talk to soldiers who have gone over to combat zone. If they're in an area and they don't see combat after a couple weeks, they start to get complacent in just their environment, and they're in a war zone. So humans are very fallible. Can absolutely fail, and if we don't keep on ourselves, if we don't stay diligent, it could get a lot worse before it gets better. Coming together and everybody working together could be a big part of fixing. Yeah,
Can we trade a few
didn't
things?
take his helmet off. I do like the gas mask, but I'm gonna end up probably putting on the supply route people. He still has a submachine gun. He cannot have my armor. Give him army helmet. I'm still walking around in my merchant like a genius out. Left leg. He's got boiled leather, and then everything else is regular. Right leg. We got a painted metal right leg. That'll actually be better than that one. That, this, that. Metal left, metal right. We're going to take the pocket off the chest piece, put the goggles on him. Give him that ability to see, and the helmet. Got to keep the old cranium safe there. I was going to say, we should have 3 people. We do. Awesome. We have corn. We have
Seems
corn.
to be growing well.
Perfect. Gotta get 12 more of these bad boys set up. And the corn will really start coming in. Our potato, mute fruit, and corn farms will be going, and adhesive will start coming in. And with the adhesive coming in, we can start doing a lot more weapon stuff. A lot more weapons. Real nice. Really get some upgrades for these people so that they can survive so much easier. And they are surviving currently. Got one more. Well, that's what, 3? I just put 3 in, right? That one's not new. 3. Four. Alright. Gotta go back down to the beginning now. 5. These are not rows of 6. 7. 8. I gotta count them out because we only need 12 and we have more than 12 available. 9. 10. One more. 12. There we go. Now we need the new chick. You're not the new chick. Where's the new chick at? You gotta be around here somewhere, right? Or is she not over here yet? Do I need to sit and wait? She was way over at the other place. See if we can wait and get her to pop up, yeah? We'll give her an hour. Still not seeing her. I definitely got some more work to do around these settlements. We'll be back at it tomorrow for sure. About the end of the time we got today. Again, it's been fantastic out here chatting with you guys. Good catching up with old friends today. All great people. I do appreciate every one of you that popped in. Really do. It means a lot to me. I'm nobody special. I'm just out here. Hanging out. Trying to get through the day. And help others get through this. So I really do appreciate it. That's all the time we basically got today, though. Let's see if we can't send a little bit of love somebody else's way. There hasn't been anybody really on them. Most of the people that I chat with are on later. We'll see real quick before we wrap things up here. We got another minute. Nope. Oh, it's crazy how that works. Like, I mean, I'm on early. Not gonna put definitely on earlier than a lot of people. Middle of the day. A lot of people are working right now. It takes, takes time. There she is. I found her. She's right there. It takes time to do those things. I understand. But, as we continue, we'll, continue to meet people, continue to hang out, continue to converse with you guys. Probably talk about the end of the world some more, because that's what Fallout is. The end of the world. We got 12 food going now. Place is looking nice.
Hey.
I do enjoy that it's all coming together. Got to put... Man, I got a lot of crap on me. Okay. We're going to put 200 concrete in there. We got to take that back to Sanctuary. Work on some walls. But, man, it's been a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to go ahead and close her out at this point. That way I can get working on the uploads and all that stuff. And then,
Hey.
I mean, that's about an hour. And then an hour after that, I pretty much got to start making dinners. Oh, dog meat picked up a switchblade. Good on dog meat. So I'll get all that done. We will be back tomorrow for Friday. Get you guys through the final day of the week here into the weekend. Hopefully everybody stays safe out there. May peace be with you. May you find your harmony in the day and your joy in the light. And don't forget to go out and get a breath of fresh air, guys. That fresh air is important for all of us. So you guys take care. And enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Yeah, in the next one. Take care, everybody.